Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fifth and final day, maybe the final day of the Nice Guy Accelerator series. I wanted to talk to you guys today about how you can leverage the skills that you've learned this week to make more money in the boardroom or in your business, in your career, whatever it is. All of these things apply to every single area of your life, and not just your career, also like with your kids, with your parents, anything. Anything. You can take these skills and apply them to any situation where there is another human being, okay? It all starts with you. So you can pretend like you are the main character of your life and everything else is just simply, a hologram showing you aspects of yourself that you get to shift and work on and adjust, all right? So this week we've talked about the importance of trusting yourself, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, setting boundaries, owning your value and your worth, and identifying and going after whatever it is that you want or desire. Ideally, I want to add a caveat to that. Ideally, it's something that serves the planet, right? So it's not just like, I want 10 girlfriends, and so I'm going to go find 10 girlfriends. Like, ideally, this thing that you've identified that you want feels like a higher calling. It feels like a really important mission that you have come here to planet Earth to execute. And you don't let anyone or anything distract or detract you from that mission. And at the same time, you don't use the mission to avoid real life, to avoid your relationships, right? So how can I be fully present, not only in my mission, but also in my relationships all at the same time, and know that when I'm choosing to be with this person, I'm 100% present. When I'm choosing to be in the boardroom, I'm 100% present. And that all of those decisions are responses, and they are wise, and they are intentional, and they are mindful instead of reactions to what everyone wants you to be doing. Okay? And like you feeling pulled in a million different directions. So when you apply this to making money, think about it. When you trust yourself, other people are going to trust you. So that's number one. How can I rebuild that trust with myself? And if you need to, go back and watch the first day where I was talking about how to rebuild that trust. It's like completely normal to lose trust in yourself when you've made a decision that hurt you. When you made a decision that you would have never thought that you would have made, that you end up with a person who's been gaslighting you for years and years, that severs your relationship with yourself. So how do you rebuild that trust with yourself? Where are the safe spaces that you can go practice being vulnerable again? How can you keep one small promise to yourself every single day? Anything you can do to rebuild that relationship with yourself and show yourself, hey, I've got you. No matter what, I've got you. I'm here for you. I'm going to keep my word. I'm going to follow through. If that relationship and that trust isn't there with yourself, everyone else around you is going to feel that and reflect that back to you. The second one is to get uncomfortable with being uncomfortable. So any sort of growth, whether it's in business or your relationships or anything else, is going to be uncomfortable. So you've really got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the only way that you're going to go to the next level. And it can be easy, right? You can be uncomfortable and just be okay with being uncomfortable and make it easier. Or you can make it difficult by resisting, shutting down, getting anxious, overthinking, overanalyzing. If you trust yourself and your gut saying to go for it, go for it. The next one is to set boundaries. So a lot of people, when they're trying to make more money or be successful, they think that they have to give up their boundaries and do whatever everyone else wants them to do so they can make the sale or so they can get the promotion. But really, that's a form of people pleasing. It's codependent. And once you get that thing that you want, they're going to continue to expect you to be that and act in that way to give them what they want. And so up front, you want to set boundaries around how you expect to be treated, how much you expect to be paid, right? What the actual transaction is. Make fair deals. So going forward, they know who it is that they're talking to, that you value yourself, you value your service, you value what it is that you do, and that it's an equal or fair transaction. It's not, please give me money. Same thing in a relationship. It all carries over. The next one is to, well, own your value and worth. I think I already covered that. It's interesting how setting boundaries is so intrinsically related to your value and your worth. When you set boundaries, that is you owning your value and your worth. It's you setting the expectation. So those two things go hand in hand. It's your ability to say, this is what I require for us to move forward. And boundaries that are too rigid are not great either. So boundaries that are too rigid is like, this is always going to be a no, no matter what. And boundaries that are too porous are like, well, it's usually a no, but I'll say yes for you, right? You can have healthy boundaries, which is a mixture of the two. An idea of what you want, listen to what the other person wants, and again, negotiate something fair that feels good for both of you. And the last one is to have a vision of what you want and to go after it. Your vision needs to be crystal clear. I mean, crystal clear. What do you want? How do you want to feel? What do you want to create? What is your mission? What's your higher calling? You have to know where you're headed in order to get there. You'll waste a lot of gas. You'll take a lot of wrong turns. You might get into a couple of car accidents because you're not paying attention. If you don't know exactly where you're going, you don't necessarily have to know how you're going to get there, because sometimes the universe will provide that, right? They'll provide the directions, the step-by-step directions. Just take the next step. You just take the next step and the next step, using your intuition, using your discernment. But you have to know where you're going for those steps to even start to make their way into your space, into your awareness. Okay, I wanted to let you know that I'm actually going to go live again on Monday, and we are going to discuss how and why nice guys are actually just as emotionally unavailable as their counterparts, okay? So a lot of people think that a nice guy is the guy that sacrifices everything for everyone, and he's the go-to guy, and everyone can rely on him. However, that is actually a form of emotional unavailability. I'm going to go over that Monday at 12:30 Central Time. Tomorrow, we're going to be off, so you have all day to rewatch the recordings and catch up before we dive into our training, our bonus call on Monday. All right, have a good day. See you then.